More than 10 people from across the United States say a man from the Ozarks ripped them off.
That's right, they all did business with a man named Doug Hart. He's the man behind the company Hart Aero. It's a small company in Pomona, Missouri that consists of a shop behind his house where he builds ultralight and experimental aircraft. Since 2007, investigators say Doug Hart has been taking orders and accepting money from pilots throughout the United States. Problem is, those people aren't getting their airplanes. Doug Hart says he has designed more than 30 aircraft and sold nearly 20 since 1990. You can see that on his website. You can also see the planes he's offering. Don Light says some of Hart's designs came from him.
Doug gave me $2,000 down and agreed for $300 a month to pay a balance of $10,000. He didn't do it.
Light says they exchanged lots of angry phone calls before he'd had enough.
I told him that he could no longer sell my aircraft or advertise my aircraft as of July the 1st of '09.
We did some checking just to make sure this wasn't sour grapes after a business deal gone bad. And here's what we found. There's a website called anti-hartaero.com. It chronicles 14 different people who claim they paid for a plane and in most cases never got anything. Here are the cases we've confirmed. A man in Vermont paid nearly 2 years ago, was promised a refund, but still hasn't received anything. A man in Victoria, Texas received a plane he ordered, but he paid $5 grand for another one that he hasn't received. Another man in New Jersey hasn't seen anything for his money in 3 years. A man in Tupelo, Mississippi stopped making payments when Hart changed his phone. And Nick Strausser of Las Vegas, he and a friend ordered 2 planes.
Because he told us it would be January, would be delivery. Well, January came and went, and then it was going to be March, and then April, and then not that year, and just more and more and more promises.
2.5 years ago, they put $7,000 down each. Doug told them he had money trouble, so they came to the Ozarks last year and set up an escrow account with more money. They still haven't seen a thing. Each person I spoke to believed what Doug Hart told them. In fact, when I talked to Doug about each of these complaints, he had what seemed like a plausible explanation for each case. He even admitted to me he wasn't a very good businessman.
If you listen to him, he's got some great information. But if you try to check it out, it can't be checked out.
Last Friday, after a lengthy investigation, the Howell County prosecutor issued arrest warrants for Doug Hart.
They send him the money, they never received anything, and then he won't return phone calls or emails.
The Missouri Attorney General is involved too and told one victim it could even use Hart's 3 pieces of property to pay back the pilots who say he stole from them. We spoke to the Missouri Attorney General's office tonight about the case. They confirmed they're investigating, but they're not to the point of filing suit, whether it be criminal or civil. We told them about another company out of Texas, the Capella Aircraft Corporation. Owner Reed Howell says Hart was using his design and even took pictures off his website to produce what he called the Hartbird 1, the picture you see right there. And Michelle, we also found out this afternoon from the Howell County Sheriff that people in the Philippines, in the state of California, even a couple of Missourians were all taken by Doug Hart. So we're going to see how this goes.